I'm Jonathan Dixon, the Secretary General of the IAIS. With the planned adoption of the IAIS's Global Insurance Capital Standard fast approaching in Cape Town in December 2024, today I would like to share some initial plans for the next phase of the ICS project, namely its implementation by IAIS members. Once adopted, the ICS will serve as the measure of capital adequacy for all internationally active insurance groups, or IAIGs. This marks a significant milestone in global insurance supervision, paving the way for a more resilient and robust insurance sector. However, this transition will not happen overnight. So let me first explain how IAIS standards in general, and thus also the ICS, are implemented by IAIS members. By choosing to be an IAIS member, supervisory authorities commit to implementing IAIS standards, while also adapting them to their specific market circumstances. The ICS will set the benchmark for capital adequacy, ensuring that IAIGs maintain sufficient capital to withstand potential risks and thereby protect policyholders. It will also provide a consistent and transparent framework for supervisors to evaluate the financial soundness of IAIGs. And these are often complex cross-border groups, which amplifies the importance of having a common language for solvency supervision that will also help promote the stability of the global insurance market. The ICS will be a minimum standard, allowing jurisdictions to add additional requirements as appropriate. Now, at our June 2024 committee meetings, the IAIS Executive Committee outlined a high-level timeline for the assessment of the ICS's comprehensive and consistent implementation across different jurisdictions. Every IAIG jurisdiction is set up slightly differently and potentially has unique circumstances. So, adapting regulatory and supervisory changes to align with the ICS will, understandably, take some time. That is why the Executive Committee has decided to follow a two-step approach for the ICS implementation assessment. As a first step, in 2026, we will coordinate a self-assessment by IAIS members to establish a benchmark for future monitoring of ICS implementation progress. Then, with the aim of starting in 2027, we will initiate detailed jurisdictional assessments of ICS implementation. In anticipation of ICS implementation assessment, we will commence the development of a detailed assessment methodology already in 2025. And this methodology will not entail a line-by-line exercise, but will specify an appropriate level of detail and articulate the quantitative and qualitative analyses required for a credible assessment. The IAIS will also provide support to its members to facilitate their implementation of the ICS, such as a Q&A process. And also, starting already in 2024, we will undertake further work to determine the need for and scope of any future ICS-related data collection from insurance groups and group-wide supervisors that may be necessary to facilitate the consistent implementation of the ICS. The scope of this data collection is yet to be defined, but it will be more targeted than the data collection undertaken during the monitoring period, which was for the purpose of the development of the ICS. In parallel with the finalization of the ICS, the United States is developing an aggregation method, or AM, for group capital adequacy, which, if deemed comparable, will be considered an outcome equivalent approach for implementation of the ICS. Issues related to the implementation assessment of an AM will be considered by the IAIS once there is greater clarity on the outcome of the AM comparability assessment and the overall ICS implementation assessment methodology. So, as we look to the future, implementation of the ICS will mark a significant milestone in the journey towards global convergence and harmonization of solvency standards for the insurance sector. By establishing a common standard for capital adequacy, the ICS will enhance the soundness and resilience of the insurance sector, benefiting policyholders and contributing to global financial stability. The IAIS looks forward to accompanying its members on this journey. Thank you.